Hey everybody, it's time to do a video update. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Just wanted to say I miss you all and happy Friday! You made it to the weekend, whatever that means, now that we're socked in with snow, at least here in Calgary. I want to lay some things out for you that have been on my heart, some exciting things that are in the works with Manifest so that you've been wondering where are we at with regathering and all that kind of stuff. Here is my best attempt at describing what God's been leading us as a leadership team through and what I've got in store, and I hope what God's got in store for us too. Number one, we are going to be rebooting our in-person gatherings in our limited capacity, so we're going to observe all of the provincial protocols and stuff related to COVID-19, so don't worry about that. That limits us to 30 people in our gathering. That's 15% of fire code, but we're going to have a great time together. And so just wanted to let you know that this is probably going to be, at first at least, happening every second week. So it's not going to be every weekend. But when we gather, the purpose, I've got it written right here, is to create an interactive space where Jesus can manifest his presence, his truth, and his love as we spend time together. So yes, it's about regathering and reconnecting and our mental health. But our dream and our purpose for that gathering is to let Jesus manifest his presence with us, because that's what we need. He's the glue that brings us all together. Something you should also know is that this is going to be way more participatory than it was in fall. So during the fall, I carried the lion's share of those gatherings, and the kids, people did some stuff as well, which is fantastic. Stephen and Shauna, thank you. But this is going to be far more participatory. If we're going to do these gatherings, it's something we all have to own. And by all, I mean, if you are within Calgary range and you're going to be coming to these semi-regularly, look at them as something that you are coming to contribute to, not just to take in or soak in. So these are not going to be the same as what we're covering in our Manifest online gatherings. Our Manifest online gatherings are going to be still the home primarily for the season of our teaching series and all that. So if you're living, out of town, you're not going to be missing that stuff. But we are doing some things locally with believers now every second week, starting February 20th. And then following every 2 weeks, and then we'll see. We'll just have to see. That's life, right? Now, and really exciting, March 6th, that's the second one of those gatherings. We're actually going to be celebrating a baptism, guys. Yes! So we have two manifestors living outside of Calgary that are willing to drive in, one of them from 3 hours away, in order to share this baptism with us, because they've been tuning in through this whole pandemic. They're part of our Manifest family. They're just not from Calgary. So yay, if that's you. We're going to be excited about that. And if you would like to get baptized as part of that as well, please click the link in the email below, and it will take you to a video that will help you understand what baptism is all about. And then you can just reply to the email that you received this in, and we can hook you up, okay, and get you moving along. You're following Jesus through declaring your allegiance to him through baptism. If you've not done that before, this would be so cool to be able to do. Second thing is that I'll be wrapping up the series that we've been in for the last number of weeks in the next 2 weeks with some way more specific teaching on what we're going to do and how we're going to strategize to kind of reach our city and take into account the fact that we are these little outposts kind of separated by the pandemic, and sometimes not just the pandemic, but our miles and kilometers and everything. And what does that mean to be an outpost of God's kingdom, and how does God's kingdom spread, and what pulls us together if we don't have one big central gathering? So just look for that. That's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. The other thing is that once I'm done that, so pumped to share 4 different interviews. I haven't filmed the 4th one yet, but 4 different interviews that are going to talk about that very thing on practical levels. I interviewed Chris Sinosol today, he's a pastor from Victoria, BC, a friend of mine, has amazing things to say about community during the pandemic. And then we're going to talk to Carlin Anquist and her jam business and how God has used that to help her create connections and the kingdom aspect of that. It's going to be super exciting. Interviewed the Camp Evergreen, about what it means to put yourself out there and take risks with generosity, even when the temptation is during this time to circle the wagons. And then I'm also going to interview Stephen Anquist, our kids guru. No, he's not a guru. He's just a fantastic guy. He could be a guru. He's that wise. But we're going to talk to him. I have a conversation with him about parenting in the pandemic and how to disciple your children, especially since we've been so dependent on kids programming to get that done, and we don't have the kids programming anymore, right? Right? So that's going to be amazing. I can hardly wait to share those with you. As a result of that as well, we're going to be able to kind of look ahead into the future and make some other plans. Also, I want to do a quick shout out to Grayson Pratt. You have not met him, but he is a lifesaver. We have hired him for a kind of contract work. He's doing the video editing now for our Manifest Online material, which has freed up time for me for my concussion to heal and also to focus more on how to resource people in their various lighthouses and outposts in this new world that we live in. So I hope you have an amazing weekend. I can't wait to share this weekend's content with you as we talk about kingdom foundations. Last week we talked about how the foundations of the earth have been shaken. What foundation does Jesus offer us in his kingdom, in his new world? So I'll see you guys a bit later online. Have an amazing weekend.